What's good, Commanders fans? Welcome back to the In Command podcast. And today I'm going to be giving you guys my final thoughts on the Washington Commanders versus the Green Bay Packers game. I wanted, to just give my final thoughts on this game, maybe, go over some film, but I don't really know how to do like I don't know how to share my screen or do anything like that with you guys. But just kind of give my final thoughts on this game and just what I liked, what we got to, improve on. What the Commanders got to improve on and stuff like that. And then, we'll talk a little bit about the Colts game, but we'll be doing a Friday night live stream for the Commanders Colts game. So I'm going to be doing a preview for that on Friday night. I just scheduled it actually. We should be going live around 8 o'clock Friday night. So make sure you guys go ahead and tune into that. And I'm sorry, it's been a while since I posted a video. I believe I did a stream Sunday after the game, but I know that I haven't posted since then. And I was supposed to make a recap video of this game, but I just decided, it's Wednesday night. We're starting to turn the page and starting to get ready for Indianapolis. But I thought I would give my final thoughts on this game. But hey, the Commanders are coming in at 3-4. We're starting to get ready for the Colts. They got Sam Ellinger starting. They benched Matt Ryan actually, and he does have a shoulder sprain or whatever. Or he has like a separated shoulder. But even with that injury, they said that he would still be benched either way, and they plan to start Sam Ellinger for the rest of the season. So that's big. I believe, the Colts were like 4-point favorites, but then we beat Green Bay, and I believe it went down. And then it's also probably going to go down even more because Sam Ellinger is starting. He's a 6th-round pick out of Texas that was taken in last year's draft by the Colts. He did have a pretty good preseason, so I'm going to be watching some film this week. But, I just kind of want to see, what he plays like. I know that he is a mobile quarterback. Oh, my bad. Hold up. I'll turn my light off real quick. But I know that he is a mobile quarterback, so we're gonna have to be ready for that. But there's not a whole lot of film on this guy. In Texas, he played in Texas, but I'm not really sure how like the players are gonna like prepare for him. I guess they're just gonna watch his preseason highlights and also his college highlights, but mainly just college because there's not a lot of film on this kid in the preseason. But so we're gonna get into this game that happened on Sunday. We're gonna just kind of recap it. We did a stream, but not a lot of people could tune in. So we're gonna get into this game. So my final thoughts on Taylor Heinicke and like what he needs to do forward. And one second, I got Steve. I'm just like how far I think he can take this team and just stuff he's got to improve on. In the first half, I did not like what Taylor Heinicke was doing. I was really pissed off at him. I was like, you guys, you fans really wanted Taylor Heinicke to be our starting quarterback. Well, here you go. This is what you get. But then my dad was like, calm down, calm down. It's only the first half, and then Taylor Heinicke threw a nice, he led a nice touchdown drive, threw a nice touchdown pass on 3rd and goal to Antonio Gibson. Beautiful pass. And then in the second half, I thought, he was a lot better. He cleaned a lot of stuff up. And, he was just better overall. His reads were better. He was more, patient. So, Taylor Heinicke, he's just got to start out faster. And, he was rusty. It's his first game this season starting. And I believe he hasn't gotten any first team reps until this week because Carson Wentz was obviously the QB1 up until this week versus the Packers. So, I don't think he would, I don't think he got any first team reps with the offense. So, yeah, I don't think he ever got, reps with the starting offense in practice or in training camp. So, but he, last year, he already has chemistry with Terry McLaurin, and him and Curtis Samuel looked like they had a pretty good connection. And we'll see what happens, when Jahan Dotson comes back. We'll see how Taylor Heinicke's connection is with him. But he's just got to stop forcing stuff. Like, my big issue was that pick 6. I keep going back to that. I keep thinking about that. 3rd and 5, right? I believe we weren't in a field goal range. I don't think we would have tried to attempt a field goal. It would have been like a 56-yarder. It would have been a hard kick for Joey Sly. But it's 3rd and 5. All right. It's, 7-3. All right, it's early in the ball game. You don't need to force anything. If it's not there, Heineke, throw it away, or take off, use your legs, but don't force anything. Don't, force anything, that you think, might be possible interception or pick six. So you just can't throw that ball. It's 7-3 early in the ball game. If you just throw that ball away, then we pin that. It's no big deal, right? It's 4th and 5, but then we can pin them deep, pin them inside the 5. Our defense has been playing well, and then you can get a stop and then get great field position back. That's just a big momentum swing, and you can't throw that pick six. That was just it was just a bad pass. Now maybe if he had led McKissick more to the outside, like there's just a lot of things wrong with that play. First of all, it was a bad read. The McKissick was not really that open. Now, if he led him maybe and actually, threw a good ball to him, then that probably would have been a first down. But I mean, I like Taylor Heineke's confidence on that, but he's just not good enough to make that throw, in my opinion. That's a tight window, tough throw to make, and he forces it. It gets picked off. So I just didn't like that play from Taylor Heineke. But overall, I thought he was solid. He didn't do anything crazy. I mean, the 40-yard touchdown, beautiful throw. That was obviously his best throw of the day. That's probably one of his best throws of his career, if not the best. That's definitely Taylor Heineke and Terry McLaurin's best play. But, he's got to be smarter with the football. He's got to make better decisions. But the things that I do like is his mobility. He only got sacked once. So, that was good. He was getting pressured all day, but I love the way he was able to handle pressure and just the way he bounced back after that pick six. If that was Carson Wentz in that game, here's why. Listen, I was a Carson Wentz defender early on this year, but I'm kind of deciding to hop off that train now. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to just hop on the Heineke train now and starting to defend Heineke. Like Carson Wentz, I'm just kind of tired of defending him because every week it's the offensive line, and it is offensive line is trash. But Taylor Heineke was playing with the same offensive line, and he only got sacked once, and he won the game versus the Green Bay Packers. So maybe Heineke is just better than Carson Wentz. Maybe I'm finally accepting that. Skillfully, I still think Carson Wentz is better, but mentally, Heineke is better. Mobility, Heineke has him over that, and you can argue decision making, but both of them they don't really have that good decision making. But Heineke and Wentz are two different players, and Heineke, he's aggressive. He forces stuff, but but he plays the same way. He's a gunslinger with well, he's not a gunslinger, but he has a gunslinger mentality. Carson Wentz doesn't have that. Once Carson Wentz throws a pick, he gets, hesitant, he gets shell-shocked, and he just starts checking, stuff down and gets conservative, and he panics, doesn't set his feet, makes bad throws, takes sacks. Heineke doesn't do that. He plays the same way. You saw when he threw that pick six, the next drive, he operated the same way. He ran the offense the same way, and they went down, they scored a touchdown. So, I think he's just better than Carson Wentz. But, again, he was pretty solid. He's got to clean some stuff up. He's got to work on some stuff. But, for his first game, it wasn't bad at all. And he led us to the win. So, can't complain from Taylor Heineke. Brian Robert, the running backs were great. I was getting a little pissed off because I just didn't think they were giving Gibson enough carries, man. As you can see, I feel like he's more efficient than Brian Robinson. He seems more explosive. Gibson I think Brian Robinson has probably way more potential than Gibson. Or maybe, I'm not going to say that because I feel like Gibson probably has more talent. But, I feel like Brian Robinson is going to be better, once, his leg gets better. And once, I don't really know if he's, fully 100% since he got shot. But I think that Brian Robinson is probably going to be better a few years from now than Antonio Gibson, and he probably will have a better career. But Antonio Gibson, he has 10 carries, 59 yards, almost 6 yards a carry. Brian Robinson had 20 for 73 yards and only averaged 3.6 yards a carry. But Brian Robinson was really good. He had a nice 25-yard run where he was just bulldozing dudes. And that's what I love about Brian Robinson is he's a power back, and he's gonna get those tough yards. He's gonna run all over people. He's gonna truck players. He's gonna make some big hits. But I feel like Gibson's more explosive. He's faster. So I will say this about Gibson, he looks way faster than last year. And I think that's because he's fully healthy now. Like that big run that he got for like 25 yards, I mean, he looked great on that play. I just think Gibson's probably the better like dual threat back, because he can, he's a great weapon in the receiving game. Brian Robinson's not a bad, like he can catch the ball too. Don't get it twisted. There's a few times where Brian Robinson caught some checkdowns. He had 2 catches for 13 yards, but Gibson had 3 catches for 18 yards, a touchdown. I love the way this team's using Antonio Gibson though. I love it. His role, I couldn't love him more. I love the way that they're using him in the receiving game. I think they need to get him more carries, but I'm not complaining with his role right now. That finally they're having him do some kick returns. He's been great in the kick return game. Last week against the Packers, or a few days ago against the Packers, he was getting like 30 yards a return. So, he was, fielding it from the end zone and, really getting out to like the 30, 31. A lot better than Dax Milne. So I feel like we should just make, in my opinion, Gibson our full-time kick and punt return. Now, I know that's going to be hard. I mean, Gibson's going to be on the field pretty much all the time on offense except for like third downs and stuff. But like, if it would be hard for them to make Gibson the punt returner, the kick returner, and he's a running back. They're also using a receiver. But hey, man, I feel like we should look into doing that. Terry, great. Curtis Samuel, I love the way that Scott Turner uses Curtis Samuel. The jet sweeps were great. He was, again, making dudes miss. He's, just an ankle-breaking machine. Amari Rodgers had 3 catches for 28 yards. Cam Sims had a catch for 12 yards. Dax Milne had a catch for 4 yards. J.D. McKissic didn't have any catches out of the backfield. He really didn't do much at all in this game. He had 1 carry for 4 yards. J.D. McKissic's kind of been quiet this year. He hasn't been as good as he's usually been. He's been, hasn't really done that much in this offense, but, I'm hoping that changes. But I thought, Wild Goose, Rashard Wild Goose, he's got to tackle a lot better, man. There were so many times where he missed tackles and then he ended up letting, like, Amari Rodgers, get a first down. There's so many times where he missed tackles. I thought Cameron Curl was good, except he did get beat on that Aaron Jones touchdown where Rodgers pump faked, threw a touchdown to Aaron Jones. The D-line they didn't get that much pressure, but again, our game plan wasn't, like, we didn't really need to get a whole lot of pressure, and that wasn't our game plan, was to just blitz every play. Like, we didn't really blitz at all that game. There was only a few times where we blitzed in that game. We were only setting 4 the whole game. So, you can't really blame the D-line for not getting that much pressure. Because, Aaron Rodgers is really good. They had a perfect game plan. Jack Del Rio had a perfect game plan. Aaron Rodgers is he's great against the blitz. So they decided they were only going to rush 4 and just keep everyone back, which was a great game plan. So no one did anything crazy on defense, but still, I mean, they did their part. Benjamin St-Juste, I thought, had some nice pass breakups. A key one he had on 3rd and 11. It was, the end of the half. That was a big breakup because that pass gets caught. That's a first down, and the Packers might, end up going down and getting a field goal there because, they have a first down. Now, they're starting to drive. So that was a big momentum pass breakup by Benjamin St-Juste. And then Gibson, 3 kick returns for 78 yards. He was averaging 26 a return. Dax Milne was only averaging 4 yards a return. Well, actually, that's because he was doing punt returns, so he was just like fair catching most of the time. But still, I mean, I think we should make Gibson our full-time kick returner. Joey Sly, you gotta be better, man. He missed a 47-yard field goal. Yeah, it was a 47-yard field goal. And if he makes that field goal, we're only down by 1, so we would only need a field goal to go up. And, obviously, we still won the game. We still ended up coming out in the second half getting a touchdown. But still, man, you need to make that kick. Because Joey Sly is lucky we won this game. Because if we lost this game, a lot of people will be blaming Joey Sly. Because that's a big kick right there. I mean, 14-10 and 14-13 is a pretty big difference, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe other people don't think it's that big of a difference, but that was a great drive, and it was right before the half. You make that field goal, you're like, we're only down 1. Our defense is playing. We just got to score more points and be better in the red zone, and we'll be fine. And then Joey Sly misses a field goal. Like, that just kind of killed the momentum. But luckily, the first drive of the second half, we get a touchdown. But that is gonna wrap it up. Just gave kind of my final thoughts on this game. We didn't really talk about Indianapolis. We didn't really talk about Indianapolis at all, except for the quarterback situation. But I did look at the game preview, and I believe 5 people are picking the Colts on NFL on the NFL YouTube channel. 5 people picked the Colts and 5 people picked the Commanders. So they think it's a pretty even matchup. In my opinion, I think we should win this game. But I'll have my preview and prediction video out probably tomorrow, or I might just do the live stream on Friday night. I think I'll just do that. I think it'll be easier. But thank you guys so much for watching. It's your boy in command, and I'm out. Peace.